Omega and Swatch took the watch world by storm when they announced a collaboration in early 2022. It came as a complete surprise and quickly became the most talked about product in the world. It was something you would never have expected. A luxury brand lent its name, logo, and one of the most iconic designs ever to a watch with a retail price of $260. To be honest, when I saw the first teaser images, leaks, and then the release, I could not be more excited. And I feel like I am now ready to share my thoughts on the concept and the watch with you. I've owned a MoonSwatch for over 6 months and I think it's bad. Here are 5 watches that are undoubtedly better value for money and will still earn you the respect of watch lovers. Here are my top 5 recommendations. Let's start things off with a Super Seiko chronograph. The Seiko SSB401P1 is a racing-style chronograph that is incredible value for money. With Seiko being one of the most respected watch brands in the world, you still get that brand recognition. The watch has a classic black and white color scheme typical of this type of chronograph. As always with Seiko, we see a lot of detail on the dial, making the watch much more expensive than the price tag indicate. As for the dimensions of the watch, we are dealing with a case diameter of 41 mm, a thickness of 12 mm, and a length of 48 mm from lug to lug. So if we compare the Seiko with the MoonSwatch, there is only one clear winner. The movement is miles better, the watch is full of details, and the build quality is world class. The Seiko chronograph will last a lifetime, look stylish, and be the only chronograph you will ever need. The Seiko Chrono costs around $200, making it not only better than the MoonSwatch in every way, but also cheaper. Next on the list is under $100, but still surpasses the MoonSwatch in every way. The Accurist Rep Natural Racer is a unique-looking chronograph that visually looks premium. Accurist is a lesser-known watchmaker that has a lot of history and heritage. We have a full stainless steel construction with a 50-meter water resistance. Case design is quite unique and not seen on many modern chronographs. The watch comes with a mesh bracelet that fits the aesthetic of the watch so well. If you are not a fan of mesh, then this watch will look amazing on almost any strap. With a case diameter of 40 mm, a case thickness of 11 mm, and a length of 46.5 mm from lug to lug, it will fit almost any wrist size. Priced at $150 less than the MoonSwatch, the Accurist Retro Racer beats the Swatch offering in every way. So next we take on what is often considered an original Speedmaster alternative, so it also makes sense to look at it with the MoonSwatch. The Bulova Lunar Pilot, like the Omega, is true MoonWatch. The one special thing about this watch is the movement inside. A high-precision quartz movement that visually moves differently than any other chronograph. In terms of design, it looks very similar to the Omega Speedmaster in layout and shape, also opting in for the same muted black and white color scheme. The main drawback of Bulova are the dimensions, with a case diameter of 45 mm, a thickness of 14 mm, and a length of 53 mm from lug to lug. Now this watch does cost double the MoonSwatch, but I do think in terms of quality and heritage it's more than double the watch. The next pick is TImex Chronograph. Perfectly sized, well-designed chrono that is clearly vintage-inspired and hits all the marks. With a full stainless steel construction with 50-meter water resistance, we see a sporty case design. We have a black dial and bezel with 3 cream sub-dials. The large Q logo on the 12 o'clock looks great and is reminiscent of the Rolex crown logo we usually see on the 12 o'clock. It is clear the Q TImex Chrono takes inspiration from the Rolex Daytona, Omega Speedmaster, and other high-quality vintage-inspired chronographs. This watch comes with great dimensions: 40 mm case diameter, 13 mm thickness, and 47 mm from lug to lug, which means it will look good on almost any wrist size. If you're not familiar with Dan Henry watches, you should know that they make a line of vintage-inspired chronographs that are all better than a MoonSwatch. If you want a watch that resembles the Speedmaster, then the Dan Henry 1962 is the one, but that's not the model I recommend. The best Dan Henry chronograph for me is the Dan Henry 1970. If we look at value for money, then this watch might be the best chronograph under $500, with an all-black dial with white detailing, full sunburst stainless steel case with a top-tier bracelet. This watch wears well with a 41 mm case diameter, a 13 mm thickness, and a 46 mm lug to lug. This watch should fit on any size wrist. For me, this is the final best alternative to the MoonSwatch. You get a much better movement and build quality while still maintaining the look of an all-black chronograph. If you want to see some more suggestions around the same price as the MoonSwatch, subscribe, share, and like this video. Until the next time, bye.